Hello and welcome to this channel. I am Dr. Anshu coming back with the Hindu analysis with continuation the series of 4-3-2-1 of May series. Let's start the Hindu editorial analysis with the recap what we are going to cover. The editorial may be more than 30 minutes, but it all will be worth it. I have just added only the things that are important. So just go through this Hindu analysis as a revision series. You will find some editorials important and just go through it. It will not wasting your time and all the interest. And I also covered the science editorial also, which is very beneficial for our mains writing. So let's have a recap what we are going to cover. And I'm sorry for delaying that. I don't know what is happening. Just sometimes the motivation is become too low to do your work. As I have said in the thought that you have to push yourself. Nobody is going to do it. And same way, sometimes motivation don't work on yourself. You have to just get up from your bed, from your laziness, from your comfort zone, and start the work in a productive way without to just overcome your overthinking, your fear of missing out. Lot of things that are happening were just stuck on place. The thinking that arises in the brain is such a, like, you can say that it was a that child that it always try to be in your comfort zone. They don't let you to do the productive work. You always tell that you are tired, you are not enough for work. So you don't have to obey your brain. You have to do what is important for you, the work that is productive, that is important for us. So without wasting time, let's start and have a recap what we are going to cover. With starting, I am doing in the reverse way. Firstly, I will cover with a 4, then 3, then 2, and 1 May. In this way, that's why because that was the earlier news, which was a continuation series. So if we cover the 3-2-1, so it was basically all are linked, and some are recent, current. So I added in the first page, and from the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I will cover in the next series. So let's start. First page is the 7 killed, 80 injured in stampede at a Goa temple. India cuts a trade postal port links with Pakistan. Second is about Chennai flight research in Colombo over alert on Pahalgam suspect. Third, covering about the microgravity increases the core body temperature IST study. And science editorial, these are from a science editorial I have covered, are the vaccine preventable disease rising. Next one is the 3 May about the port economy will drive the growth, says PM. SC grants the relief to Jammu Kashmir family facing a deportation to Pakistan. 6 is Kurdi row escalates. The center advises the Punjab to release the 4,500 cubic of water to Haryana for 8 days. 7th is covering the editorial about a profound shift in a global order and a mineral as a mineral gamble. 8th, we cover about the cabinet decided to include the caste count in the next census, and Rubio said to speak with the India-Pakistan over the tense situation. 9th is the fire that is happened in a Kolkata hotel, and the digital access is a part of a fundamental right to life, liberty. 10th is about the impact of suspending a war treaty and leaky pipelines. 11th, will cover about the India's shame a trap of bonded labor. 12th, through the chart we here presented about the Jammu and Kashmir economy, tourism impairing Pahalgam massacre, and this is all we are going to cover. So let's start with the first page with the thought of day, that is, intelligence plus character is the goal of true education. So what we need for a true education is that we also with the knowledge, with the education, we also have to build the character, and that's what education means to be. So first is the 7 killed in a 80 in a stampede in a Goa temple that has happened, where the clothes, footwear, and devotees scattered there. So here the 80 is injured in a stampede in a Sirigaon village. This happened, 80 killed there. and this happened in a Sirgaon village in Bijlum Taluka of North Goa district. And Sri Lairai Devi Temple. So Chief Minister Pramod Sawant ordered a magistrate inquiry and held a phone conversation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who promised to support the state government, and Mr. Sawant visited the injured in the district and a stampede site. So this happened there. Next is the India's cut the trade postal port links with the Pakistan. So what is the punitive action taken is, first is that the India's announced of fresh measures against the Pakistan on Saturday. Imports of a good originating from passing through Pakistan banned. Ships with a national flag of Pakistan will not be allowed to enter the Indian ports. Indian ship told to avoid Pakistan ports. And 14 categories of visas for Pakistani cities revoked. So tourists were herded toward the attackers. There is a Baisram in Meadow in Palam, April 22. Two terrorists who were already mingled with the tourists heard the settled ground toward the armed who segregated and killed the people based on religion. A senior government official said this had happened there. So moving to the next is about the Chennai flight research in a Colombo over a lot of Pahalgam suspects. So the flight from Chennai is suspected to include a detailed security search following Indian authorities, and all passengers are transit passenger through the screen and provided India's authorities. So this statement issued of Sri Lankan Airlines Island, where UL-22 which is arrived in a Colombo, Chennai, and suspensive security search upon arrival. So center regarding the suspect wanted India, who was believed to be bored, and statement. So what is a planted explosive? It's the prevent among the officials after the Chennai director received a claiming that 5 terrorist operatives were aboard from Sri Lankan airline flight to Colombo with the plan to activity a pre-planned explosive in Chennai airport, and this was received there. So the airport authority immediately alerted the Central Industrial Security Force and local to threaten the meal. So India's plan to involve IMF political ploy, says Pakistan. Pakistan says that has a term politically motivated. India's announcement will request the global lender to review Islamabad financial support program after Pahalgam terror attack. Next is that the microgravity. So discovering the science editorial where the microgravity how increases the body temperature. So it's IST study. What are the trail body heat challenges? IST research on the 3D computation model of a human thermoregulation developed by IST and tracks the move through the body, accounts for mechanisms like sweating, sebring and other factors influences the regulation of body heat. So basically it's important factor determines astronaut well-being on space journey is thermoregulation, their body capacity to maintain stable internal temperature. Second is IST Thiruvananthapuram research have used a model to find the microgravity constantly increases the core body temperature. Microgravity environment affects the human body bones, muscles, heart, immune system, metabolism. Fourth is resulting in complications can be severe, so space agency and astronaut continuously monitor a seafarer's body temperature. Fifth is that the model stimulates the effect of microgravity on thermoregulation, include blood redistribution, reduced blood volume, changes in metabolism and alteration in bone mass, muscle. So the researcher of Indian Institute of Space Technology has published a studying report that microgravity constantly increases the core body temperature, a fluid shift in playing a crucial role in thermal balance. So these are the world science professors in aerospace engineering, and human body responds to differently temperature based on the age, fitness level, body fat, among the other parameters. Environment with a zero gravity like Earth, a human body changes significantly, affecting the bone, muscles, heart, immune system, even the individual cells. So this complication can be severe, so space agency found a continuously spacefarer to body temperature. Moving to the next is, are the vaccines preventable disease rising? So these are the how the vaccines is preventable diseases rising. So editorial covering about the diseases that are prevented through vaccination, such as measles, meningitis, yellow fever, It's yellow fever. So leader has warned because of million of children are missing vaccination due to funding and distribution organization. So WHO, UNICEF, Gavi has issued a joint warning stating the immunization efforts are being also threatened by widespread misinformation, population growth, and humanitarian crisis. So what set alarms bell ringing here? So WHO stock taker 108 of country offices to low and lower middle income countries showed that nearly half of those countries are facing moderate to severe disparities. Let me just 1 second. So so WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said finding that we had to put hard-won gains in jeopardy. Outbreak in vaccine preventable diseases are increasing around the world, putting the life at a risk and exposing countries to increased cost in treating disease and responding to outbreaks. So why vaccination is important? Immunization is the best buy in the health and return on investment of every dollar investment provide a foundations. And vaccines have saved at least 154 million lives. That's 6 lives a minute every day, 5 decades. So there's a 40% improvement in infant survival and 60% measles vaccines also count 60% lives saved. Measles vaccine saved 60%. So there is annually vaccines nearly 4.2 million against the 40 live diseases. Sorry. So according to Health Ministry official, Universal Immunization Program UIP is one of the India's most comprehensive public health initiative and life-saving vaccines. So way forward is like UNICEF and Gavi urgently call for parents, public politicians to strengthen the support of immunization. Moving to the next is about the 3rd May current affair, where the port economy will drive the India's gross sales income. How many ports in the India and how it is controlled by industrialists. So here is the basic. I'm just giving a basic background of the ports in India. So which port is consisted? Like in eastern side and western side, it's Chennai, Cochin, Ennore, Haldia Dock, Jawaharlal Nehru, Kandala. I'm just giving through the basic diagram. So I am very bad in diagrams, so just don't laugh at it. So basically it's a rough diagram just. So here it's a Kolkata Haldia port. I'm just using the another pen. Let me just. So it's a Kolkata Haldia port, Paradip port. I'm so sorry, just like I don't have a proper extension. I made a device stylus, so I am using just, so it may be not, I'm just dictating it. So it's a Paradip. Next is Visakhapatnam. My screen is also broken, so I'm not able to write it properly. Visakhapatnam. It's Ennore, Chennai, it's Tuticorin, in Gujarat is Kandala port, Mumbai JNP port. Next is Moragamma port, New Mangalore, Cochin port. So these are the ports that is established in India, and the abbreviation is basically used as a CHCOE. So these are international ports, and there's a basically the which river what are the interstate river disputes can be also asked, like it's Ravi and Bias, it's Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan. So it will be covered in next slide. There is article related to the. So coming back to the front pages, the port economy of India will drive the India's growth, says PM. So there is a 18,800 crore. The coastal cities, there is a key growth center for developed India, and Friday there was 8,800 crore. It's a Visakhapatnam Port International. for deep water multi-purpose seawater in a Kerala capital, and economic power to take a maritime sector to a new heights. So the port economy reaches its full potential and prompted the blueprint of central ports and it's a waterway policy over last decades. So in the public-private partnership upgrade India's port to global standard and make future ready. So the world busiest sea trade routes is Vizam Airport. As busy Zam Airport. Expected to strengthen the India's position in the global trade, enhancing the and reducing the reliance on the foreign ports cargo transshipment, and developed by the Adani ports. It was basically container shipment ports and was developed by the Adani ports and led through the public-private partnership with the Kerala government. So next is the SC grant for Jammu and Kashmir facing deportation. So there is a coercive action taken against 6 members of a family threatened with a deportation to Pakistan until the papers identify records are roughly verified. So the order shall not treated with precedent, and bench headed by Justice Suryakant, where there is a deportation following a Pahalgam terror attacks. 26 people lost their lives, and there is a center issued notification on 25 April about revoking visas of Pakistan, National India, and giving a timeline for their deportation. Moving to the next is that Roe escalates the advises the Punjab Haryana to release the 4,500 cubic of water to Haryana for 8 days. So there is a tension rose between the Punjab and Haryana over water sharing on the Friday, even as a union government advises to execute the Bhakra Vyas management. So already there are many river water disputes arising here. And which was earlier discussing that in rivers are Ravi and Byas. That state consists is Punjab and Haryana. Ravi, Byas, Punjab and Haryana, Rajasthan. Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan. Narmada, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Rajasthan. Krishna, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Telangana. Kaveri, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Puducherry. So these are the many disputes here. Also Manadi, Chhattisgarh, Odisha. River dispute waters, which who uses more water, what is the like percentage of water sharing. So the board, Bhakra Byas board management has a decision to release a 4,500 cubic of water from the Bhakra dam to meet the urgent needs of Haryana. In New Delhi, a meeting was held under the chairmanship of union, and there is a BBM decision to extra water release for the 8-day period. So meeting was attended to senior officers and the Bhakra Pong and Ranjit Sagar dams with the distribution regulated by BMB. Questions can be asked, the disputes and which dam also, and the distributions regulated by which ministry. So it is a board by Bhakra Byas Management Board, and there is urgent 4,500 cubic of water extra from Bhakra dams to Haryana for next 8 days, and it was also agreed during the filling period of BMB dams. Punjab is selectively calculating the figures based on deficit period when the full water is accounting, and it shows Punjab received 9.30% more than allocated share. Haryana received 1.98% less. Over last 20 years, Punjab has received 22.4. Punjab share, and Haryana received 7.6% more. These are the limitation of water share. Next is moving to the article is the mineral gamble. So it's after the painstaking negotiation marked by inflammatory exchanges, Washington would grant the US to Ukraine critical investment fund, and Ukraine has claimed it to be led an equal economic partnership. The mineral deal was proposed by Ukraine president, and that last year to Biden administration part of victory plan. So this was a pitch to open the vast lithium, graphite, uranium. So how there was a deal between the Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky that they will extract the minerals from their countries, and there is so much depth on them. So it's insisted to repay the $1 billion provided as a military and economic assistance by war by guaranteeing US access to Ukraine resources. At one of the point, disagreement escalated into public spat Oval Office between Zelensky and Trump, and both the side presses ahead, which culminate the April 30 deal. So the United States Ukraine Reconstruction West funded levy extraction of project of Ukraine resources. Previous year 50% of the revenues in this project were fund while agreement on meets the instances of considered capital contribution. Ukraine will have to repay future and resources revenue. So these are the pathway for securing security guarantees from US. And the portrait to be portrait to be deal as it's a win-win situation, but it actually underscore Kiwi's growing vulnerabilities. So what no are aware of American support dries up, and how it is Trump rejected that has already rejected Ukraine most pressing demand from security grants. So this is a thing that always there are two type of friends in your life. That one friends that supports that yeah, I will be there for you, and another is that give me one directly says that they want their money back, so I will give you this card. Second one is that said that I will pay everything, don't worry about and in the when there is so much bill is added up in your life, and then they ask you for money and you do completely lost everything, that you don't have anything to pay. The same condition is situation arises in Ukraine, that US had helped him a lot by arming and giving a lot of army support for as a and now a debt is arises, so that they are not in such conditions to repay it. So Russia forces continue to advances in east, and mineral would mean a little for Ukraine security. Next is editorial, a profound shift in global order. So India is at an inflection point, resembling the Vasco da Gama sailing it's a Kozhikode in 1498. Accomplishment of a Zamruin lacking the strategic intention instead of trade route. Global value chains by reshape the forces. States are high. India, for which is the third largest. So US President Donald Trump is not a whimsical. He responding to more equal world, moving out of colonial frame. So a post WTO frame is the breakup of G7. G7 and G20 now leaves the global agenda. Settings are open. Since 2020, the US, China and European unions have India have together contributed, and accounting for almost half. So there is a decline in relative power. Russia has become the Asian power, increasing energy links with China and India. Asia will soon gain 2/3 of global wealth power, as have been case of throughout civilization. Geopolitics has returned to its natural state. So India has a strategic grasp to new opportunities with a dismantling of a WTO opportunities of a just as China and entry into WTO for its rise of US and China are pretty much eventually balanced in a trade technology. So the challenges are manage trade and relation with a pushing agriculture and energy surplus to build. So the future direction has been set in recent Prime Minister, and WTO most favor the nation clause and non-discrimination with us. So India also world-class diplomats should be given the task of coming up a new type principles, global governance, more equal gaining. So trade and innovation is neglected. India framed two foreign policies in the terms of balancing new great powers, relying on tactics, strategies, and now the time for a hard decision to be taken to develop the national's it's a consensus between people, parties, and to nurture the talents. It's a focus on skills, employment in order to regain our technological edge. There is a section US for spreading telecommunication network worldwide, is manufacturing nanometer 7 nanometer worldwide. Behind technology leaders, DeepSeek is open source AI, cheaper than the world good as best US. So it's and lesson from China is the most important lesson in China is the re-emergence in national consensus on the endogenous pathway to achieve prosperity, and not looking the socio-economic growth through the modeling prism of the West, and patents are indicated for a future prosperity than GDP. Moving to the next is the cabinet decided maybe the 2 May there was a no in the newspaper, and also I am not able to download in another PDF of a 2 May, so it can be missed in newses, but due to Labor Day it was not paper was not came to my home, it was not delivered, so that's why I'm also not added. So don't worry, if there's a something that is important in 2 already covered in 3. So it's not a don't have to worry about it. Next is that cabinet decided to include the caste count in next census. So the Union Cabinet decided to include a caste census. For next census exercises, Union Minister Vaishnav has announced on Wednesday. So the decisions of a month ahead of a Bihar Assembly elections. The date for next decennial census exercises last held in 2011 and are yet to be notified by government. So the 21 census. So there is a pandemic. Last time India's entire the 21 census has been postponed to indefinite COVID-19 pandemic. So let's have a brief background of a caste census. Then when it was first held. So first caste census took place in India in 1881. First caste census, and that time the population was 25.38. So after that caste census, it was always conducted every 10 years. In every 10 years, the caste census is conducted. Last it was held in 2011. 2021 it was going to held, but due to COVID pandemic and still not caste census. So finally it is now declaration of a caste census. So first caste classifies based on a profession and varna. And so the last comprehensive caste data gathered in 1931 under the British rule. So although 1941 the caste census include caste information, it was released disruptions of World War II. So there was a Lord Mayo also. The governor, it was the first caste census conducted under the Lord Mayo, Governor General. This is first attempt as synchronous adopted 81. So let's moving back to the topic. It's there is a reservation measures to education and employment have expanded to include OBCs, all based projections and estimate from British head count. So 2011 the Society of a Caste Census SCC, which was done outside, that's SCC, and the caste will be enumerated in the, which was done under preview of a census exercise to giving the final the caste will be enumerated in the second final phase of census, giving a count statutory backing. So moving to the next is, so after the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio is expected to speak at earliest foreign minister, have both countries State Department to spokesperson about the express briefing about the Pahalgam terror, and Washington was reaching out to both New Delhi and Islamabad regarding the Kashmir situation. So it's over tense situations, and expected to speak with the foreign minister of Pakistan. He is encouraging a national leader and foreign minister to reach out the country's issues. Next is moving to the next about the the tragedy that happened in the Kolkata hotel. That 14th people killed as a fire ripped through the Kolkata, and including the 2 of them were children, and the 13 injured as a massive first fire swept through hotel in Mechua market area. So fire broke out, and there is a 6-story Rituraj hotel could not be brought under control post midnight. Most of the victims died due to suffocation. Narrow lanes of Barubua Bazaar made risk of operation difficult, and one person died after jumping the building to escape from the building fire. And many victims were traded of their family members who had come to city buy raw materials. So these under which schedule this comes? Under the 12th schedule, state list of having a concern to this matter, and it is under the municipality corporation, article 74, covering the urban bodies. So it come through the Amendment 74 Amendment Act, which consisting the article 243Q, it generally consists article 243P to 243ZZ, and the 74th amendment for framework of municipalities including municipal corporation. So constitutional body there. Next is the digital access, a part of fundamental right of a life and liberty, Supreme Court. So inclusive and meaningful digital access system is a part of fundamental right of life. A bench of a Justice G.B. Pardwala and R. Mahadev said that hearing a petition how people with a disability find it nearly impossible to complete the digital know your customer KYC processes. The state has obligations to provide inclusive digital ecosystem, marginalized, underprivileged, vulnerable, disabled, historically excluded section of society. And the waves of digital progress in India is a crucial for aspects often overlooked, whether it's technology truly inclusive and the component of right to life, liberty, necessities. State that the state to proactively design and inclusive digital ecosystem to serve not only privileges but also to marginalize the just. So it is digital access is a fundamental right to life and liberty. It is accessible to everyone, not only. So the e-governance and welfare delivery system is a part of fundamental right to life, liberty. Moving to the impact of suspending a water treaty. So it is a strong measure against Pakistan after terrorist Cabinet Committee on Security decided that the Indus Water Treaty 1960 will be in abeyance of a cross-border implicitly means to end the water treaty. There is a no exit clause provision of IWT state that treaties shall continue to force until terminated by duly ratified. So India is not a party to VCLT. Pakistan has signed but not ratified it. Invoking provision Article 62 of VCLT on the IWT's convenience. So Akil Malik, the Minister of State Law, Justice Pakistan, told the Reuters options, including raising an issue of World Bank taking action to permanent court. So stopping for a flow of water, India can now stop sharing water flow data with Pakistan. Flush reservoir, there will be no hydro project design operation related restrictions. So India may just justify its position on suspending the Indus Water Treaty, but this could impact the Delhi's relation with the neighboring countries. And also the impact on the flow of water to Pakistan may further intensify inter-provincial water dispute in a country. Punjab, Sindh have a long history of water fights. Currently, there is arguing over a plan to construct 6 canals. It's a Cholistan Canal to irrigate the deserted Cholistan region in Punjab, and to materialize its political decision, IWT, India has acquired a major infrastructure permitted to store up 3.60 million acre feet. India has developed irrigation about 0.642 million acres on eastern river Satluj, Beas, Ravi, and India utilizes more than 90% 30. So just go through the article once time. Conclusion is like suspending the Indus Water Treaty. However, if steps do not politically diplomatically satisfy other neighboring countries, the suspension may impact the New Delhi's relation with them. So writer is just highlighting these issues of what is the impact of suspending a water treaty. The leaky pipeline is that India must ensure to retain the services of a committed scientist. So there is a institution together has a 19,625 contractual staffs and permanent members, and there is analyzing this report analyzing the public funded research and development institution that India has some pointers that should raise an alarm. So this factor were conceptual and it's a principal scientific advisor and institution says that defense, atomic energy and space, which has consumed the lion's share of India research developmental expenditure, nearly 3 in 5 posts of section in scientific personnel. One of the India's top institute, Basic Science Tata Institute TIFA, is funded by Department of Atomic Energy, and a 4 of section post at atomic energy research power plants as vacant. So these are just go through one thing. Next is India's shame, the trap border of bonded labor. So just it's 1 May. I am going to cover everything. Like on the occasion of the 1st May, it's a World Labor Day. Also on same day, it's the article that is bonded labor, a trap of bonded labor. So 1 May is the World International Labor Day to honor the dignity and worker rights. Though stories of millions in India trapped in bonded labor cast a dark shadow. So writer highlighting here some stories about the persons of how it is they are trapped in the bonded labor. There is what are the things that they have to faces, how they impacted their life, and there was a how they are they are suffering from that acts also. Like there's a case of Madhya Pradesh Mukesh Adivasi on a weather Charopi one robber's frame. His spirit scattered by traumatic past. That there's a doing a bonded labor 1400 kilometer to Karnataka, trapped as a bonded labor. A virtual violence sugarcane farm left him in painful limb, and also recalling 500 advances he got, which ignited hope. So when the Mukesh demanded payment, arm shaved severely beat him, shattered right leg, a failed escape attempt brought together further cruelty. There's also one more case about Andhra Pradesh. It's a Kate Homes childhood dream is the bright future collapsed at the age of 13. The financial hardship drove her family to brick clean in Bangalore, where he advanced 2000 bound to them in servitude. Work stretches 12 to 14 hours. So you can imagine what is the mental condition of that child. They're stretching 12 to 14 hours of work, and here we are just studying 18 hours. We have got exhausted. So their conditions, their financial hardship, how led to suffering from that mental harassment also. And also the long wait of justice and freedom, the harrowing experiences of a survivor such as Mukesh Adivasi in the bonded labor, exposing the brutality, exploitations, underscoring the urgent need of systemic. Bonded labor emerges from the web of interconnected factors, such as medical emergencies. Second is the religious ceremonies, dowries, food shortages, sudden loss of a job, breadwinner may force the improvised worker to seek a loan or advance from an employer as a labor agent. So what is the policy plan? Like India has abolished the bonded labor in 1975. In 2016, the United Labour Minister Bandaru Dhatria informed Parliament about government plan to release the relative 1.84 crore bonded labor as a cross country, and inquired the government has stated the 1260 bonded labor, and the Minister of State and Labour Employed revealed a harsh truth. India estimated 1.84 crore bonded labor. So data can be important. You don't remember, just go through it one time. Article can be important as a bonded labor. There's an article writing regarding the bonded. It's a bonded labor, so we can add the data there also. There are 12,000 bonded laborers were rescued and freed annually from overly optimistic. In addition to bonded labor, crores of unorganized Indian workers, particularly migrants, endure the forced labor in India. So the ground reality is that unorganized workers predominantly migrate the India's informal sector. Unorganized workers face exploitative conditions. What is the reality is that they don't have unorganized sectors. They don't have organized workers. Not are in the organized sectors. They face the exploitative conditions, lack of formal contents, and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has a champion labor rights mandating trade unions of collective bargaining, including right to strike. Labor codes of question can be a labor code about 1920, and is undermined a medical legacy, eroding workers' right and prioritizing the profit over people. So these are investigations, and also how the villages by climate changes, crippling poverty, and lack of job opportunities led to these of the force the peoples to work in these conditions. And the exploitations, deliberate assault on their dignity, perpetuated by system of priorities, profit over peoples, ignoring a modern day slavery also. Next is the Jammu and Kashmir economy and tourism in peril after Pahalgam massacre. So it's the trouble in paradise is the chart 1 shows the number of tourists arrival to Kashmir Valley from 2008 to 24. So about 3.5 million tourists visited the Kashmir Valley and 1.6 times. Here the chart 2 shows the year-wise civilian among those killed in militancy related incident in Jammu Kashmir. Chart 2 shows the depict the composition of Jammu Kashmir total revenue received over time. And chart 4 shows the share of Antang district Pahalgam, which total civilian death in militancy. So there is a witnessing a tourism boom and a number of visitors of 15 years high of Indian territory and own revenue generation. And this reflected a diversity of a tourist and the value of begin attracting. So there is 80% upcoming bookings have been cancelled, and though the attacks on tourists are rare, civilian in the valley have increasingly become targets in recent year. So this is a share of Jammu Kashmir with the highest deaths in Jammu Kashmir, militancy related deaths in Jammu Kashmir, and highest in nearly 2 decades. Just go through the chat. So these all are for today. Let's end this session with the summary. The front page we have covered about the starting with the Sunday articles, where we covered about these front page articles. Second, we covered about the Chennai flight research in Colombo. Third, where we covered the 2 science editorial about the microgravity, and fourth is about the vaccine preventable disease rising. Fifth, we cover the third way current affair, where we learn about the port economies and the facing deportation. Through the charts we also learned the basic ports in India. And next we have covered the editorials. In 1 May we cover about the front page articles, where we have where we learned the details about the digital access, the fire rips in Kolkata, and also have covered the whole editorial of the 1st May, and I have added every editorial, so that seems to be very important. So that's for today. I know editorial is not coming in the proper sequence wise at a regular basis, but at the exam is also near, and for last time you just need a just have a current series of what is going and that important points regarding so there is we don't have so much time that we go through the every articles at the regular basis. For the revision series, you can consider this video as important, where I've covered the 3-4 days added articles, and another next day I will also cover so in the May month the editorial is coming like this way, not at the regular basis, because also the lack of timing I'm not able to make the regular day basis. What other exams are also heading to me, so that's why. So just cooperate and trust, have and faith in me. The interesting is amazing. I'm not leaving any thing that is important as exam point of view, because I'm going every day, I'm going through the editorials and current affairs, and which I seems to be important I already added in these slides. So see you in next video. Till now, stay connected, and if you're new to my channel, just go through the content. If you really liked it, just subscribe to it. Till now, thank you. Good night. Study hard, stay connected, and stay hydrated. Thank you.